Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly Wing It number 118 here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting off with us tonight is Billy Bob Sack.
A couple of.
Enthusiastic as always. And one screen past him, Mr. Frederick Guimond.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Frederick.
Hey.
And keep going clockwise. We got Raven Nevermore.
Raven!
Hey,
Hello.
I just finished the Lord of Otter's Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Race the other day. That was pretty good.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Give us an online, give us a review on the air.
And closing the circle right there is Mrs. R.H. Snow.
Howdy, howdy. How are you?
But we're not done.
Oh,
We got a hedge.
It's the hedge.
It's
But
the
wait, there's
hedge.
more.
The OG Hedge Knight.
It is. So it's right.
Hi, Rosa.
Hi, Sweet Potato. How you doing?
Also joining us in the chat, Christy. She says, "Oh hail, Christy is here." Yes, she is. How you doing
Christy!
tonight, Christy?
Yay, Christy. I love
And the
you.
man of mead himself, Tim
Tim.
Allen.
Oh my
Mead.
gosh, Tim. It's been a long time since I saw you because I hadn't been on here.
By the way, for those who don't know, on Drawn and Quarter Ultimate Fan Edition, RH Snow is known as Rosa.
Yeah, so you heard that. I've got that's my secret name. Shh.
So I referred to her as Rosa. That's the reason why.
Yeah, it's okay.
Gotcha.
Oh, and hi, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob say. Did you admire his beautiful icon that he's got?
Oh, yes, it's very beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Now you just made it creepy.
Dude, I just now noticed the eyes open and close. That's amazing.
Yes, pinged over. Umbrella did the art. Commissioned her.
Somebody needs to do mine. I'm the only one that doesn't have a cool icon. Where's
You have a
Jake?
cool icon.
It's me. But it's all-
You're in the boudoir of doom.
That's true. No, now I'm in the Wonder Bunker because I moved over to the Wonder Bunker now.
The Wonder
You're
Bunker.
not in the double
was in
wide
the
anymore.
Barbadaciousness. Now I'm in
No,
the Wonder
double wide of doom, boudoir of
Bodaciousness.
bodaciousness. I'm sorry.
Yes,
You're
and
getting
now
old.
I'm in the Wonder Bunker. So, and dude, we had a hailstorm to beat all hailstorms yesterday. I mean, it wasn't the
I
biggest hail,
saw those pictures.
dude. It was 20 minutes of absolute hammering. I have never
Oh,
been in
wow.
a 20-minute hailstorm. I have the receipts because I was doing y'all know I'm the storm spotter coordinator for our county, and
Right.
so I work with the National Weather Service. So I immediately send out something. Here we've got hail at this time. 20 minutes. It did not move, and it absolutely dumped a blanket of like quarter to $50 size hails. And I don't know how, but we didn't get a single window broken. It was just like I was afraid we were going to lose animals because we have our set up, but there's only so much you can do if it comes through your roof, And so I didn't lose a single animal, didn't lose a single window. I was just thankful to God because I was praying. I was like, man, this is going to get rough. And sure
Yeah,
enough,
it seems like the hailstorms, some of them these days are starting to creep their way into the Book of Revelations territory.
dude, it was. Oh, now I will say this. Having been old, as y'all can see me, as my wizened decrepitness, I remember a thing called Mayfest 1995. And if y'all weren't in Texas at the time, you have no idea. This thing got 8-inch hail. We're talking about it's like this is not just softball. Softball is like baseball is size hail is typically 3 to 4 inches. Now you know where I spend all my time. And then softball is about 6 inches or about 5 to 6. You have an 8-inch hailstone just smashing through actual roofs of houses through the entire thing.
Oof.
And people died. There
Wow.
was 20 people died in the Mayfest. They weren't injured on scene, but there were several. There was mass casualty incident. It was extraordinary, and we didn't have the technology we do now. So it came up, and there was just barely time for anybody to say anything. Sirens went off. Everybody scattered, and people I was in Dallas at the time, and this is over in Fort Worth, and it was so bad we didn't know. I turned on the news. I'm seeing sun, and I'm sort of in a bowl, so I didn't see the horizon. I look over there, and they're showing these scene. It looks like the apocalypse has happened, And so I know it can get really bad. The biggest hail I think I've seen is a 3.5, 4-inch stone, and it beat up my house. But so we had an extraordinary night. So I may not be on for super long, but I will be on because, dude, we had a remarkable evening, and I'm just so happy to be alive right now.
I remember hearing about that.
Do you really? Do you remember hearing about Mayfest?
Yeah, I actually had a friend that was in Dallas at the time, and he ended up having the windshield and back window in his car got busted out.
Dude, it was extraordinary. It was like having people throw bombs at you. It was nuts. But I see somebody. Is that King Bob?
Yeah, I'm reorganizing my windows right now.
Are you really? I love you, King Bob. Look at your little Bob face. He's adorable. Mwah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I love you. There you are with your little happy face. What have you been doing? We're all sharing our most horrifying storm stories. Go ahead, everybody, just join in. Hi, Anthony. I'm actually able to see a little bit tonight. I'm like looking at my phone like 6 inches from my face.
Yeah, sometimes I think I stream better from the phone than from the computer because the phone doesn't lag so much.
Rondo, does that actually say a con save, by the way, on the spell?
Oh yeah, we got so much to talk about with tabletop gaming tonight.
Woohoo!
If you want to continue that conversation, Billy.
I'm just asking him. I don't know how long I'll be here.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be fun to discuss.
Oh, actually, yes. We need to go ahead and do that. Let's talk about the majesty of tabletop gaming. Woohoo!
Listen, we're killing the fucking dragon. End of story. It does require a con save? Fuck, I hope it doesn't.
Good luck. Good luck to all. Best of luck in all your.
I mean, we could still have you run in and try to touch the dragon to make it go blind.
Throw my character at him.
The thing is, if it actually does go blind, that massively fucking helps us. It turns his plus 18 to hit to an 8.
Really?
Oh my god, the nerdage in here has gone like through the roof.
Okay.
Don't worry, Herman. Bye.
You say that now.
I turned down the nerd meter and it's gone like all the way to
All
one.
the way up.
Do you almost feel at home or not quite yet?
Nah, well, no. I mean, I am the OG nerd, just so you know.
Yeah, you should. And, okay,
I was nerd before it was cool to be nerd.
Herman, I was nerd when you were a baby.
I was
Alright,
nerd.
hold
I
up.
was nerd before conception.
You realize he was old when Moses parted the Red Sea.
Yeah, well, I'm older than Moses' grandma.
Yeah, she's older than me, dude.
I am pure dust being held together in mummy style, literally. Dude, it's so awesome though when you get like old because you remember like the first times like you ever played. Like I think my first game was in 1978. It was before I met my ex, and so we still had the original D&D, everything else. So let me say this: he's saying that red dragon's there. You know what I would do if y'all have all these magical things? I'm sitting over there. I have GM'd, I think, just once or twice. That was a DM that I actually managed to do a couple of stories. I loved it, but it was just, I'm not good at the saves and the throws and keeping up with everything. So this is me being honest, and I love all of you. Please don't judge me harshly. I just rolled behind the screen and pretended like I was doing what I was doing, and I would have just like totally pulled out something, okay, then if you make that dragon blind, this is what I would have done. Now there's just random flaming everywhere as it writhes in pain, and it just rolls around, just basically roasting the entire party because it's no longer directing at anything. It's just
You guys are
The
cooked.
death blossom.
Haha, funny part about that Art Snow can only do it on its turn.
that's true. Yes, but when the turn happens, it's going to be magical. Yeah.
You know what? The 3.5 and 3 sucks. AD&D all the way.
I'm with him.
We're just
Yep,
playing
that's
Castle
an
and
addition.
Crusaders. That's what we're
How dare you, my good sir? How
And there is no
dare
other
you.
world. There is no other world than Greyhawk. They are all freaking
Agreed.
tenders.
What? No,
Greyhawk was great.
Spelljammer?
Oh my
Freaking-
gosh! It just the nerding.
Freaking
just went away.
Planescape? Don't even. Dark Sun.
Although I have heard Dark
Oh,
Sun is pretty cool.
I enjoyed Dark Sun.
and I do think the concept of Dark Sun's really cool too.
And that was a good second edition campaign series.
By the way, hello everyone.
Oh,
Hello.
you're on there.
Well, Wrangler, you said the magic word, TTRPGs.
And
So
there,
Rondo, we are gonna have your character just run up to the dragon, and each turn just try to cast it on you.
But yes,
The probability of rolling one eventually.
I did double check. Yes, Constitution negates.
really. Good luck to you all. Congratulations.
I mean, you can still
Well,
try
you
with
could
the
just-
dragon.
Listen to the dead silence. Listen to the
But they gotta
silence.
have enough of the boost from your prayer spell.
Okay,
I have to take a deeper dive on what options that I have. But yes, I do have bless. I don't know. Maybe I can.
Well, the bless we can get from clerics, no problem. Don't need that. It's first level spell.
okay. For those of us who are not on scene, who are not in this campaign because we have to feed people and otherwise make a living, set us up your party so I know who all is in your party. Who do you have and what's out there?
May your meat go sour, Tim Allen.
We have 7 players right now.
6.
Pretty decent.
No, 7.
Who am I forgetting?
There's me, Christian, Frequency, you, Blackwood. Who else am I missing?
Kahuna and Nikolai.
Yeah, Nicola. 7.
Huh.
Okay, who is what? You got a cleric. You already said that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a fighter,
I'm the
cleric,
cleric.
paladin, alchemist, thief,
What you really need is an artificer.
a fucking ranger. Which, you know, ranger's pretty useless.
You're right. We do need an alphabetizer.
Well, we have a fighter with a whole team of fighters and a ranger with a whole team of rangers.
And who else? I'm missing one more class. We're missing.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Whatever,
You don't have.
um,
Why don't you have a druid?
Because juries are gay.
No, they're
Ranger is another one.
Yeah, we do have a ranger right
bunch.
next to us. He has hit a grand total of 10 things in the last 23 sessions.
well,
Wow.
my rolls have not been the greatest lately, or ever.
Dude, it's the bow, man.
Ranger.
Not me, man. It's the bow. Something wrong with this sword, man. I think it's bent.
Yeah, well, my aim was pretty good against that Minotaur. I put an arrow right up his nose into his brain and dropped him.
Dude, okay. So there's no so you don't have a rogue or a bard or any of those guys, right?
No.
Oh,
No, we do have a rogue.
Well, a
We have
rogue,
a rogue.
the thief,
I was about to say Blackwood's a rogue.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
and he's kind of superhuman too. He's got some items and buffs that make him like super soldier level.
Let me put it like this. He is the only one other in the party, besides my character, who actually have a shot of hitting this fucking dragon. Who has a 30 AC.
Wow.
Okay, so Bob, are you in the party too?
No, I stop by every once in a while to listen, but I'm not in the party.
You and I, we go
Scared
and
him away.
we pray for these people. We just pray for them. Just,
We used to have a wizard, but now he's a cock sleeve to a dragon.
What-
Yeah, he's the one who started this whole thing, and now
Yeah.
he's his whipping boy.
well, there you go.
And currently, so I have my 24 fighters. 6 of them are level 4. The rest are level 2.
Jeez.
And then Frequency has his 15 or 16 scouts with him.
All armed with
And we made a
bows.
deal with the city for 20 knights and 100 fighters of 100 redcoats. Level 1 redcoats. And then
Red
we made
shirt.
then
Red
we made
shirt.
a
Red coats are British.
So then we made a deal with the Lich,
You
who will also be helping us in the battle.
You know there's going to be a cost here somewhere, right? You know.
Haha, here's the funny part. Rondo, who just got introduced the last couple sessions ago.
Well,
He's a
hey,
cleric.
look,
He's specifically
I
working-
made an Iron Tide contract. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no way gonna bite us in the ass.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there is
It's
absolutely
true.
a cost.
Not have to be after the conflict, you know.
Well,
And that's
you know-
assuming the fucking assuming the lich wax body doesn't get melted by the dragon during the battle.
yeah.
But as far as our contract by his god that we done like a blood contract with his lich to also help us against this dragon.
Yeah, it was Rondo's deity that oversaw it. Rondo being the paladin, and his deity oversaw it, and so all we got to do is uphold our end, and we're good.
And then we also have 20 ogres.
Yeah, they're a little PO'd at that dragon as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the whole gang out there, like
And
just
then I need to get some clerics and I need to get some wizards.
well, you don't have any. You have absolutely.
Oh, our town. First of all, our town started out as a thorp, meaning like 50 people. This is the first session
Oh, okay.
that we've.
Yeah, it
stayed.
turned into a game of civilization, and we kind of built it up into a quickly growing town with a
And-
lot of resources.
And Blackwood's character is currently went off to recruit a bunch of barbarians
Uh-huh.
in a different town. So we'll see how many we'll get from that.
Sweet. Okay, so y'all are playing Castles and Crusades. Now,
Mhm.
enlighten me a little bit because I am okay. So I'm with Christina here. I want to say hi, Christina, because I saw what she posted. Hadn't played since '93. I played from 1980 until 1993 every week, and then a thing called well, actually it was 1992. So I mean, my divorce, and he got all the books, and I was like, I got the sofa, and I still didn't think it was a fair trade, but so I didn't get to play again forever and ever and ever until I wrote the book and I wrote my series, and other people were like this is like a, sort of like lit RPG, not really, but it was a lot of it was based on the adventures, that I did. I do it like a sort of an adventure type thing. You go around this corner, there should be something there, and so I ended up doing my own little TTRPG, which I haven't done it in so long. I was literally terrified, so it's probably terrible. I don't know if it's terrible or not. I had great help from Jonathan Harden over at Sojourners Awake. He did a magnificent job on a 3D6, but I haven't played in so long. Played. Actually just sat down and played. That those things get so rusty. It's one of those things where you don't realize how much you remember how to play like on your end, but all the stats and the rolls and everything else, so hard for me to get back into it. And so when you're saying Castles and Crusades, it's been since the early 1990s since I played. So I'm literally in a time capsule. By the time I come back, Hasbro has totally wrecked everything that has to do with D&D. I was shocked at how crazy it got. And so enlighten me on Castles and Crusades, because this is in the period that I missed. It's Blue Man Blue. Hi.
Rondo, it's a mix between.
I would argue,
If I remember
I don't
correctly,
know,
it's a
like,
mix
for-
between old school and a little bit of 5e, right?
from what I can
Man.
tell, it's a mixture of second edition and third edition. But
Uh-huh.
I'm not an expert on second edition. Second edition's pretty new to me, and I might be in a Dark Sun campaign, and that's a big maybe coming up soon. So I've been trying to learn the rules of second edition, but it seems like a mixture between the two. I actually like Castles and Crusades a lot, but Otter is a lot more learned in what like Castles and Crusades like is and whatnot. He's been playing it a lot longer than I.
Oh, don't
than I
let
have.
her fool you. He looks all cute and fuzzy. He's some sort of wizard or something. It's like it's
he
like
can
a
be
King Bob
mean as a
show.
DM. He has his moments.
Oh, does he really? Yeah, because I always think, honest to goodness, I'm telling you all the truth. I see you in my head as your actual icon. So every time I see King Bob, you look just like that in my head. I am literally talking to a minion with a crown on his head. I'm like, you little adorable thing. And I think of Otter the same way. So if I was literally playing a game with Otter and he murdered me as a GM, I would be shocked and horrified. I'd be like, why? I loved you. You were soft and fuzzy. And it would totally floor me. But evidently he has
That's
some
my
pretty
character.
You see him aiming towards the ground. He doesn't realize the enemy's a.
Oh dear, that's harsh, man. Come
Good
on,
point.
harsh.
That's gonna leave a mark.
I love his character, but holy shit, man! I have never seen someone miss so much in a campaign.
It was a cold day or something. Maybe just his fingers were trembling.
His dice haven't gotten warmed up yet.
I think
Right.
this arrow's warped, man.
I think one day I rolled like nothing but 5s and under.
Oh,
That was a while ago. I haven't had a day that bad recently, but I hit. It's in roll 20. I just tap on the little symbol on the character sheet, and it laughed at me.
really? Okay, let me ask this burning question: are you using real dice? Or are you using electronic dice?
Electric
Oh, we're
dice.
using roll 20.
No, there's your problem. Nothing against Roll20,
Yep.
but you don't know if it's actually hitting it right or not. I mean, you could literally have the internet lag or something that probably would affect your roll.
Yeah, but it's been like 23 sessions. It's pretty common now.
Okay.
Somebody in a different session rolled the right dice for him.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
Stole his
internet's
roll.
Well,
not
here's the
gonna
thing, we
affect
all
all
live in like different parts of the country, or different parts of the country, and then one of them literally lives in a different country. So,
Okay,
you know,
so they each have their own dice then.
can't really roll physical.
I love a physical dice. I have my sparkle dice. In fact, I need to find them. They're in my jewelry bag somewhere. And I have them in a little velvet sack, and they're like pink sparkly dice. And now I can't do that anymore because we have sparkle trolls and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And so I'm like, I have to get rid of my sparkle so people will take me seriously as a gamer. And dude, I have to get back out there and actually play. When I get finished writing the series, I've got to play because Blaine Pardoe actually talked to me about making this into a TTRPG and told me I needed to do it for Watcher of the Damned. And I'm like, dude, I don't have those skills. Somebody else is going to have to do it. So I got to get back into playing. So watching y'all do it and hearing you talk about it is music to my ears. It educates me in magical ways.
Don't worry, our game was a beer and pretzel game. Rondo, I'm surprised Rondo's lasted these 2 sessions.
What? Okay. Wait, do you mean mentally or my character has survived?
I'm surprised you lasted last session, to be honest with you. Like,
Where-
last session was basically sounded like a fan fiction of Tropic Thunder.
Oh god.
That image alone, that what, is there really such a thing? I'm going to ask this now. Is there really such a thing as a fanfic of Tropic Thunder?
There probably is. To be honest.
And Rule 34 is probably in effect. I'll look it up.
I'm just saying that in terms of Christian's new character and all the jokes we made through the entire game.
Oh, they just kept rolling. Oh
You
my
did it
God.
too. What are you talking about?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't
Yeah.
participate.
Yeah, you
I
did.
participated.
Listen, I broke everyone with the horse line. Okay. That's right.
All right,
Christian's character-
I just typed into DuckDuckGo, is there a fan fiction of Tropic Thunder? And the assistant said, yes, there are fan fictions based on Tropic Thunder, as fans often create their own stories inspired by the movies and characters. You can find various fan fictions on platforms dedicated to fan-created content.
I don't know if we should actually go there or not, y'all.
Hey, you skunks.
Skunks, what you doing?
What's up, skunks? Tropic Thunder fan fiction archive. Should I click this?
Yes, do it.
Open Pandora's box. It is
You're
thy
braver than
destiny.
me.
Oh, I also forgot. We also have a succubus now as well.
Oh yeah, we do.
Dragon.
Every party wants us.
Wrangler, I just asked Grok about Tropic Thunder fanfiction, and it says that
Yeah.
on AO3 you could find a small but dedicated collection of Tropic Thunder fanfiction.
Small but dedicated? Okay.
Oh, brother.
So it's just one guy who's like constantly posting there,
Right?
just adding to it for like 10 years.
No, Billy. It's one guy with 10 accounts.
Yeah.
By I love you long time, and I see at least 3 of those.
What?
The username, I love you long time.
That's the username.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Hold up, scroll down. Hold up. Just keep scrolling down. It goes from 2011. Let's see what the latest date is. So yeah, 2010 to fucking 2019.
2019?
Yeah. Maybe people keep adding to, or it's one person. Let's be honest, probably one person who just periodically comes back to it.
This one person tonight will sometime in the future find this stream. I just want to say I love you, buddy. Whatever you've got going on. Congratulations on being a long-running author. There you go.
He's like, finally, people appreciate me for my art.
So how do you use Grok, by the way? That might sound like a dumb question, but I've never used. I don't think I've used an. I mean, the search engine there said it was an AI assist for the summary, but I mean, is it any different than a search engine? Or
I mean, you just type in a prompt, kind of like what you would in the search engine. It'll give you like a written out format. It'll like do a deep search on the web. It's evolving like every month or two. Like the interface is different on there as well. So it kind of evolves, but you can ask it questions and it'll do a deep dive on the internet. It'll compare, contrast, give you a whole, if it's kind of feels like you have your own intern working for you,
Yeah, actually, I'm very in love with this because starting about 1995, 1993 when I first really got on the internet. And Herman, I don't know when you started, but it was back in that era. Doing searches, actually, you had to go into each site to do it. And then they came out with Alta Vista and a couple of others, and Mozilla. And they,
Hotbox?
what was that?
Hotbox, I think, was one of
Yeah.
them.
And so you'd go up and then they would hit everything. You literally would have 100 pages of just anything that shows up. And it would be just, if you were really lucky, it would actually go into the deep web or go into the dark web. Well, of course, we're farther away from that now. Most of the searches that I did at that time, I actually did by putting in URLs and backward engineering them to find stuff. And so it was really exciting when the first search engines really came up because I was actually working as investigative work. And so when you got those kind of results, you miss them when you see it now as you go into Google. It's the same thing over and over again. And you really don't know what it's using for its algorithm. Well, Grok will tell me what it's looking at. It shows me the exact websites it's looking at. It gives me sort of a breakdown, and then I can go to each one. So it has, kind of like with Brave, with Leo, it has the summarizer at the top. The best way to use Grok, and you always go back in and you always check because it can be wrong. It is wrong, but not as often as Google is.
Yeah, I've caught it being wrong a few times. It's not a rare case. It's not rare, although it's not the majority of times either.
Yeah, it's something you want to go in and look. It does get it wrong, but at least I know why it's wrong. I can go in and I can look at it gets confused on some wording. For instance, I was using it today. Actually, I do it because we have a function where if you look by, and a lot of people don't know it's there yet. If you look by your own profile and your own name on Twitter or X, and you go to, there's a little thing where it says edit profile. It looks like it's a recycle or a refresh button. It's actually Grok, and if you're looking at it, you'll touch that. It will give you a profile breakdown, and so it'll tell you this person thinks this or that. So I've actually started highlighting people's Grok profile along with their books and things like that, and said, here's the artist of the day or the author of the day. I'm sort of just doing a random one. And it's really funny to watch it because it has a little formula and it tells you what it knows about you probably from the last 72 hours of posts. So you get an idea of what your audience thinks you are. You get an idea to see what other people see from your post and your website. And so it's an interesting way to do it. It does get some things wrong. It has a hard time with phrases that are stacked, let's say 2 and 3 deep. If I said something like, I'd love to be with you, but if I'm with you, I can't be with him, so I will just be by myself. That would say she wants to be with him, and then
Yeah,
because
even I am confused when you say that. Yeah.
yeah, well, you roll it. If you do rolling phrases, it won't always get them, and so you have the same thing happen with logic puzzles, things like that. It does pretty well with those, but it doesn't necessarily capture the nuance of prose. So it has a hard time translating that sometimes. So you go back and you always check it. But so far, it's been a welcome change from me going up to Google and simply getting the grand narrative that is being pushed out by that corporation itself. And it has started hitting some of the archives. Now, this, Frederick, you were talking about using it for a deep search. And I noticed if you use it for that, we used to have a lot of the archive sites, Internet Archives and other things. Definitely it's able to go back and hit some of these that aren't showing up. So it may actually be doing some dark web stuff. And that would be thrilling if it is, because these are pages that have been utterly wiped off the map, especially by Google and other big search engines. And now everybody's dead. Are y'all okay over there?
Yeah, I'm reading Christy's comment. What is a prompt 3D generator? You might as well be talking Chinese to me.
Yeehaw, May.
Well, the prompt would just be like where you type it in, I think, right?
Ling ling.
Yeah.
Ling
Yeah,
ling. Get the bling bling.
The prompt is the human input. That's correct.
Mhm.
So you have there are AI now that can do 3D shapes. So I'm wondering if that's what he or she's referring to.
I think Christina's is trying to look for a profile picture. ChatGPT can just do an image generation.
Yeah, ChatGPT can do it. Grok could do it.
By the way,
Deep
has
AI
anyone,
can do it.
has anyone used any of like ChatGPT or Grok for coding at all?
Yes.
How much time does it cut down?
Oh, I don't use it to do that per se, but if I'm having a problem when my code's not working, I'll copy and paste it over, and a lot of times it'll find some kind of spelling mistake that I did.
Yeah, but that still cuts down hours of time.
Well, yeah, that's true, because then I gotta find it myself.
Yeah, because I've saved like, because it turns problems that usually take 3 hours into 20 minutes. Like, it can cut down so much trial and error and help you with finding functions and stuff. Oh my gosh.
I used it, I think just yesterday for a thesaurus. It was like, I need a word for this, but in this context, and poof, it pops out a couple of options. I found that pretty useful.
I do the same. Also, hello.
Hey, James.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Oh, James
Hey,
is the one
James.
you actually want to talk to, Christina, because he does that stuff all the time.
Yeah, he's the one.
I do. I use a lot of different AI all the time.
Today, where's your thing? Where's your dude?
Oh,
I just jumped on Deep AI and typed in female like, and I got a couple. I don't think any of them look good, but
Pizza the Hut
there's
or
different
Pub
AIs.
tonight?
I think you should do Pizza Hut. Go ahead. Yeah, so if you pop your own edit profile, okay, go over to the go over to your like profile button, and bump it. See what it says about you, Wrangler. Right now, go keep going there. Look, go up to your profile. It says profile button. Look up. No, you have to go back to your profile page. I want to see your thing. Go back to your profile page. I want to see your. Okay, now go over to your thing, and where it says edit profile, and look at that little teeny button over there. See that little round button? Hit it. Let's find out what it says about you, Wrangler.
oh, that one's good.
What do it say?
Frequency Studios is a lively creator who streams the hilarious misadventures in Metroidvania games like Super Roboy, hails from a world where Haley and Elizabeth defy dictators and believes identity politics should take a backseat to just letting people be people. Frequency Studios is a sparking laughs over Samus heels, pitch arm-mounted potato guns, and hyping art streams with a nerdy twist.
The fuck am I reading?
Happy birthday, Jesus.
All right, Wrangler, how accurate
Wow.
is
We can't hear you if you're speaking, Wrangler. I'm sorry.
Wrangler's muted.
Well, that explains a
Frequency.
lot. I didn't realize I was muted this whole time.
There you go.
It was either that or the AI had gotten you.
Yeah, I just thought you hated me.
Yeah.
Well,
That
he
is
hasn't rolled
physically
that out
impossible.
Aww. I
yet.
love
No, he
you.
hasn't rolled that out yet. You know.
Oh,
All right, I
The Revenant
I
and the
did the
Cult
same
series
thing
by
with my
Hunter
Grok
on
for my Twitter.
IMDb.
Oh. Go on, Wrangler.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So I must share with you all what Grok said about me,
good.
because this is hilarious, and I don't know where he's getting half of this stuff. Rondo's a self-proclaimed nobody.
What?
He'd rather rave about Electro Swing, that's true, and Eldritch Horror Noir. I guess I support Otter a lot. Then boast about a fancy background, believing Santa can still deliver sans reindeer. I don't know what that means. Rondemonium's been riff R-rated. It literally says been riff R-rated. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Hyping rotoscoping, okay. Seducing dragons, well, that's one post today.
Yes.
And vibing music ideas with pals. And that was with the conversation with
Wait, when were you seducing a
Chillkid.
dragon? Hmm.
All in a week's tweets. It quoted me saying, "Okay, who the hell crashed the cathedral?"
Okay, that's
Which is a reference, which is a Warhammer 40k post that I had. And if you know Warhammer 40k, that makes a lot of sense.
all right then. So how much of that is actually accurate for yours?
All of it, specifically seducing. You know what, Rondo? You know, I'm just gonna say this is a coincidence, but since it brought that up, who plays Donkey in Shrek?
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, what do y'all got in common?
I'm a jackass. Like what?
No, what seduced a dragon?
Oh come on, that was funny.
That is true. That was sweet. But you're not. You're a sweet man.
I know, Art Snow. Thank
And
you.
evidently, you've been fucking a dragon on the side. I mean, just saying.
Billy Bob, dang.
That's right. Oh my god, I figured out how we can beat the dragon. Your character can ask for child support checks from it. My way.
Oh my goodness. You guys want to hear mine?
Yes.
Go.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious. Okay, it says my handle on Twitter is character creator. So it says character creator is a comic book creating, Bitcoin loving Canadian who pencils his own pages, fights censorship with indie flair, and won't tolerate communism or shitcoins. Character creator's been riffing on Cosby's dark humor, rallying
No.
Bitcoiners for comic feedback. I've been doing that today. And geeking out over Monopoly money's value. I did a comment on that for a friend.
Oh wow.
So
And
what's
then
the go ahead. What's the prompt we're using?
you just go to your profile and hit the Grok button on there.
There's a
Okay.
Grok button right next to the your edit profile.
And then
That's
most
good.
known for the creation of Black Tarzan. That was the other point. I forgot to mention.
NDA.
Okay, go ahead.
I hear people laughing.
I just
Don't
looked
worry,
up-
I've already convinced one of his guests to draw Muhammad, and for some reason he's bringing this dude back on.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, do you want to hear mine?
Yes, I
Go
do.
for it.
Okay. Herman P. Hunter is a battle-hardened software vet turned fantasy author who survived cancer, COVID, and hip replacement, now penning epic tales while railing against greedy universities and foreign job theft with a sharp wit and head-banging playlist. I don't know where he
Really?
gets that one.
That's
Herman
awesome.
P. Hunter's been roasting musicals, hyping novellas over harems, begging for brisket with a side of Dos Equis on X today.
Hold up, you've been hyping harems?
I've no, well,
Harem animes?
I jumped.
Herman, I didn't know this about you.
I jumped all over some guy. Yeah, hyping novellas over harems. I was jumping all over some guy about. He was lecturing me about
Oh, I
how
thought it
novellas.
said you were hyping.
Yeah,
harems.
about
I was like, okay.
how men. There's no problem with men's literature,
Oh, dude, yes.
and then he posted his 72-hour audiobook omnibus and compared it to The Revenant and the Tomb, which is like 6 hours.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I did a post about what a douchebag the guy was. So
You posted what in comparison?
I posted a post on X about what a douchebag this guy was.
No. I'm asking, what was he bitching about?
He was telling me that men have a wonderful attention span, and he basically was advertising off of my thread.
Okay.
So a real. Well, I won't mention the author's name, but an author that you all would know very well.
Here,
does
I'll mention his
this
name.
thing.
Stephen King.
No.
What? Really? No. Really?
Wait, did you say he had a 72-hour audiobook?
Yeah, he had a 72-hour omnibus audiobook of his
Oh wow.
14 erotic sci-fi harem novels.
Wow.
I think I said something like, "I write books that you can hand to 11-year-old and they'll enjoy." You write.
How is that an
smut.
own when the
Yeah.
vast majority of people would probably buy that are women?
Yeah,
That is true.
I said you write smut. We are not the same.
Right, but there's
thought-
also the point of mostly women read that.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, I mean, he was
so his
claiming.
whole point of men, it doesn't even make sense when the vast majority of the audience is women. Let's be honest.
Okay, and it said, anyways, it said right here. This is my last post. Americans have been hated for so long and by so many people, they generally don't care.
What's hold on. That's the quote they chose for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do we have that's not gone yet? Who's on here? Who's on X that has not gone yet? King Bob, are you on? King Bob.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I can already tell you, he's a bald man,
No. We need to go find.
shiny dome.
We need to go find his profile and go poke the little button. But it says
He's known as the hair repellent.
no. He is not. Stop being mean to my Bob, my little King Bob. Okay, go find his thing, Wrangler. Go touch it. Go touch the button.
Touch the what?
The button for King Bob.
That one?
No, the one where it's. Does he have an X account? He
I
does?
do.
Yes. Okay. Go to King Bob's X account. I want to hear his.
Mine's not going to be good.
No, it might be awesome. You don't know that.
AI is the new horoscope.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
I'll go last.
What were you under on there again? Was it a Latino or-
Captain Bob, some form or another, I'm sure.
What?
Let's see.
I want to
Where's
see it.
Freaking X account.
Yeah, you're
Got
gonna.
it.
I need to make sure that I'm
Found
on
it.
your. I'm
Let's see,
following.
we're friends.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
we gotta be friends. You're my friend. I love you.
Yeah, that looks right.
I get nothing. It's blank.
What is your handle?
All right, I'm not gonna make the joke.
It's a witty book reviewer who's lost a ton of weight, loves sharing quirky music obsessions like building a mystery, and believes fulfillment trumps fleeting happiness in our messed up society.
Oh no!
What?
Oh,
You
Wait,
sound like
how is building a mystery quirky?
well, you don't have a choice now.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
it's.
Explore redneck metal.
That was
Dishing out
Emily.
Living Record Screen, weight loss
No,
wins,
no,
debating
that was you.
relationship
That was
with a
you.
sharp edge.
No, that was
Blame it on-
Emily.
No, that
Emily
was
shared
you.
that crap
That was
first.
100% you. You know what? I wonder if it can pick up your YouTube search now.
You know what? Okay. Who else has not been yet?
It can, and here's why I say that. Out of curiosity, I just typed in to Grok, the first question I ever asked it, based on the full spoiler coverage videos on the Wrangler YouTube channel, how would Wrangler describe the character of Sauron? And it gave me a much longer response than I expected.
Oh, really?
It wasn't all that entertaining, but
Okay. Has everybody had their button touched?
Well,
And we're canceled.
No, I'm talking about the little Grok profile button. And then I'll go last.
James, he hasn't been done.
Go get James. Hurry.
He's right here.
Nah, I'm cool. You go ahead, Snow.
No, it's your turn.
I'm all right. I don't care.
Too late.
All right, I'll press your button. All right. So
Hey, Maji.
and the button
Maji.
is done.
Maji.
I haven't talked to
Says,
Maji in forever.
Hey, can you save things on this?
I mean, at the
all
very
your-
least, you could probably
Because-
copy and paste.
Because Bonjo, you had a great response. I think it was you. You had I asked you to put in Superman versus Chuck Norris, and it spat out comedy gold. I hope you saved that.
What, me?
Yeah, but we have that on
That wasn't
stream.
me.
Yeah.
We have that
All
on stream.
your AI conversations are archived.
Oh, cool. Should I ask it about people named Eric Carmella? Oh wait, we can say that on YouTube now, right?
Yes.
Who?
No, it used to be anywhere on social media or YouTube. If you said the name Eric Charmella, you were yanked
Wait
down.
a minute.
I don't
Wait,
even know who that is.
Wrangler. Were you
Yeah.
ever on a magical forum on Reddit that cannot be named?
No, I've never been on Reddit.
Dude, okay, that was like a big password for us. Who is Eric Caramel?
Oh yeah,
Just saying.
people used to refer to him as Charmander to get around the algorithm.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I mean,
who is he?
there's a clue in the first 3 letters of his last name.
Yep, it is kind of weird how it spells that.
Hold up. What's his last name again?
How do you spell that, Frederick?
It's CIA. It's actually Ciaramella. CIAREMELLA.
Why weren't you allowed to say his name?
You were blacklisted. You were automatically
Yeah.
banned.
But he doesn't know why. He
Yeah,
he doesn't
I'm
know
asking
the
why.
significance of the person.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know its reference.
They were hiding a story. So they were hiding. Was it 9/11 or some other shit?
No,
I
no,
think
it was actually
Sandy Hook, right?
I
Something
I
like
think
that.
it was around. No, it was none of that. It was something to do with something to do with Ukraine.
ask Grok to tell you who he is. See what Grok says.
Okay. Don't know if I
Blacklisted
spelled
recently
it
for
right,
saying
but
this?
okay, he's like, I assume you mean about Eric Charamella, based on available information, a former CIA analyst, U.S. government official who was associated with significant political events. He served as Ukraine specialist in the National Security Council, Obama and Trump administrations. During Obama's second term, was detailed at the White House, working under NSA. He gained public attention in 2019 when he was named in some media outlets and Republican figures as a possible whistleblower whose complaint about President Donald Trump. Yeah, so he was the source for an anonymous complaint, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
The impeachment inquiry. So it's yeah, he was a witness or a source for the
I
impeachment.
forgot the name of the original dude who was like, "I have all this evidence." Came into the thing. I have no
Is it
evidence.
Snowden?
No,
not
Snowden's with
Snowden.
Russia, and that was something else.
It wasn't Vindman. It was the other guy.
Was that Adam Schiff?
Yeah, he was actually working with Adam Schiff. Eric, what they don't say is Eric Charmel, I believe, was working with Adam Schiff closely and actually had gone back and forth with him on what they were going to say. Now, don't quote me on that. So if I'm wrong, YouTube, please don't strike us. But it was either that he was working with people in the Congress or was passing information back and forth. And that became sort of like it was a setup. And that's why Eric Charmel's name became associated with the CIA. Because he was supposed to have been just a whistleblower. And it turns out he was actually a CIA dude.
Yeah, don't worry about YouTube. They don't strike you if you're wrong. They strike you if you're right.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm good.
Good point.
You know, that's what Grok is good for. You can play with it. You can sort of stick that stuff out there, and it will actually it'll come back with something interesting. It's if you just have a general question.
Who
It will.
was the dude in 2016?
Have a good
Or
shift, Maji.
2017, I mean.
I love you, Magic.
When he was just running his mouth about the Trump Russia shit, right?
Mm.
And then it got to the actual fucking court case, and he's like,
Oh,
"I
it was
have-"
that
Mueller.
British
Mueller, yeah,
guy?
there you go.
Oh no, okay. I was thinking the British guy who made up the dossier for them. I was
Oh,
thinking-
that's a Steele
Oh,
dossier.
Steele dossier.
That's
yeah.
right.
Robert Steele.
All these fun nostalgic memories of
And the dossier was
corruption.
paid for by the Clintons, by Hillary Clinton.
Well, don't worry. Nancy Pelosi and General Milley admitted to willing to commit treason.
I am not suicidal, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, and what people don't know is that you actually have General Milley on October the 30th in communication with Nancy Pelosi in 2020. Excuse me, before the election. Excuse me, yes, 2019, before the election on October the 30th, and basically have a coup where they decide they will not take care of orders from the president. They talk back and forth about it, and that's really crazy.
Hold up, but they admitted something far worse, which is saying if we ever got in a conflict with China, he would literally ring up the fucking general.
Yes,
And tell them
yes,
that is treason. Actual fucking treason.
yes, and nothing has been done about it.
And I'm
Nothing.
like, that's not like that's straight up fucking. They need to be gone. They do.
Yeah, it was.
Because that's admitting to, oh yeah, I'll commit treason against my country and have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of soldiers get murdered.
Yeah.
If any
Good
conflict came up.
for Billy Bob is not suicidal, and he does not have somebody at his house delivering a pizza right now.
That's right.
Plus, he lives in Tennessee,
No,
so
They don't want to send their guys after Billy Bob because they'll find them will die.
That's right. I saw sick gremlins on them, you know.
Good. Yes, I love your Only Gremlins page. I think it's fantastic.
you've seen what he does to his friends. Imagine his enemies.
Right?
Be afraid.
Listen, I've been nothing respectful to you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Respectful.
Yeah.
Respectful. Oh, that's funny.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, but if they do want to try and find you, they can find you on Only Gremlins on Substack.
That's right. I have
A
many
website I don't use. I've used it 3 times. I think that's it.
Hey, I'm
So
still
just the fact
subscribed.
that it exists cracks me up. All right.
I was your first and I think your only subscriber, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought
Now
I
I have
subscribed.
Otter in them.
You have Otter on there? I have it on my page, so it shows up on my recommended list. For Only Gremlins.
The only thing I posted, I think, was like the first and second Rook's Exodus review or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, we can do video on Substack, I guess.
You can
Yeah.
post a link.
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh no,
We've
you can
got,
actually
no,
post the whole
no.
video. You can upload the whole thing.
We've got a
So I
new
should start
Exodus.
putting my YouTube videos up there too.
Yeah, we need to have alternates because crazy stuff happens when you just have one platform.
Yeah, weird how that works, huh?
We got the conclusion to the Rook Exodus review coming up, Billy Bob, don't we?
Yeah, when I actually decide to edit it, I got it.
So
That's
be on the lookout for that.
Any day now.
He does have a YouTube channel because Billy Bob is a YouTuber.
Nah.
I'm
No
subscribed-
YouTubing.
I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel too, aren't I?
I don't know.
What, you don't even know?
No, I don't really pay attention to it.
Well, thanks. I follow people around like some sort of stalker.
I don't even care to fucking even promote it. So much
I'm like some sort of small tuber. I literally just stay at like 225 or 226 the whole time. Because the only people that know I'm alive over there are like the ones that really, really care. And so I'm like, okay, this is from like a picture of my house, or something like that. I just whatever. I don't even care anymore.
I haven't even-
Is, it's primarily, I know it's meant for like creators and consumers sort of meet, but it's kind of just at this point just a bunch of creators meeting other creators, so it's hard to really grow an audience on there.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm just doing stuff for fun. That's my thing.
Oh, speaking of promoting, Herman,
Mm-hmm.
episode 528.
Yes.
Is this the whole book series on audio?
No, that's not.
I am on IMDb, baby.
Yeah, that's for J.R.
Buy my book.
It's his interview with J.R. Handley. I think I'm on there
Yeah.
too, but I'm like number 186 or something really way back there. I'm like back in the old days. Look me up. See if I'm on there.
You're probably on there.
I think I am, because if you're on JR's podcast, you are on. So you
Back out.
can listen to Herman tell you about his book.
Hold up, Herman. If you're on the JR podcast, you just gotta make references to fucking commentator from
Yes.
WWE. Back out.
Blasters and Blades podcast.
It's awesome. He actually does a really great job with it. I love it, and he's also working for Upstream Reviews too.
Really?
He started, yes. So you need to look over there because he may have at any moment he may have a review of your stuff. Him or Declan or somebody else.
A wild otter has appeared.
Otter, what are you doing?
Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood otter here tonight. How's everybody doing?
Why are you trying to murder my people with a red dragon?
What?
Not so friendly now, are we?
Dude, Otter, explain
Ignore
how
the
upset-
otter behind the screen. He is doing nothing.
Explain how upset.
Otter's
some
like,
people are
I will not take any further questions. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
What have I walked into?
There are people calling us edgelords for working with the Lich. It's
Oh,
I don't know, a
what?
fucking red dragon.
That's Twitter for you.
Yeah.
Ignore them. Like that's Twitter's regular mode of speaking.
Which was so funny because I'm like, our party's I'd say our party is actually lawful good. As of right
Let me put it this way with Twitter. You could declare world peace tomorrow and somebody on Twitter would get angry about it.
This is true.
I had people accuse me of being a man.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Welcome to
Gino.
Twitter. It's
Gino.
full of bots. A lot
Gino.
of it's bots.
What's the saying on what is it? MMO mostly? No, what is it?
Massively multiplayer online game.
No, the joke one version of it.
Oh, I see.
Taco Bell.
It was MMO, mostly men.
Well, this
online
was kind of a
role-playing
fun post you
That's
made.
what it
Otter.
was.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Oh, go touch Otter's button.
Which that one.
You're
always
touching my button? What?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Boop his nose.
Do not
the
boop
yes.
the snoot.
But you have to do me next then, because I waited because I was patient and nice.
Oh, what's Grok saying about me now?
We hadn't seen James's either, though. We didn't see it.
Come on, Grok, I'm waiting.
You have to go up. You have to go up to the thing that where you touch it. On his name.
Please don't touch my button.
It's too late now.
Okay.
Too late now.
Archer, touch my button in Tahiti.
All right, guys, I have to.
Oh, you want that's it's not on his profile.
It'll be on his
Oh
profile.
no, Herman's got to do his he's
Yeah.
running from us.
I'm
Where
running
you-
from you guys. I have to get a bunch of stuff done. I thought I'd just pop in and annoy Billy Bob because it's fun.
That's right.
So
Aw,
Such
Alright,
is the way of the hedge.
Well,
buy,
before you
buy my
go,
book.
love
show your
you.
stuff, man.
Buy
my
the hedges
The
book.
Yeah, buy my book, The Revenant and the Tomb.
Yep.
Or The Revenant and the Cult. Oh God, this is gonna get old. The Revenant and the Cult, Book 2, The Terror and the Witchwood. Available pretty much everywhere except Audible because Audible. Well,
Geez, really?
yeah, I'm
Still not,
pissed. I'm
dude.
3 months. It's been out there for 3 months.
But it's on Spotify, right?
Isn't that
It's
your
on
big-
Spotify, and if you have a premium membership, you can get it on Spotify.
dude? So I just need to go get your thing on Spotify so we can like get people's eyes on it.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I
have
will.
eyes on-
And
In fact,
he's
I
on
would-
IMDb, baby.
yeah, I'm on IMDb. So,
Yeah.
and if, for those of you who don't know, I went to the Midland Comic Con.
Yes.
It was not last weekend before the weekend of the 5th, and I sold out again. And this time I actually brought almost double the
much did-
the number of books I
Oh,
brought
wow.
last.
How much did you? How many books did you sell? How many did you take with you? Because that's what the problem is. It's
I
filled.
took about 95, I think.
Holy crud!
And I had to reserve 6. Actually, I reserved 7 because
Wow.
somebody bought a Revenant in the Cult book 1, and I didn't want to have.
Yeah.
This is like I'm like almost at the end of my inventory, and I have like 2 Revenant in the Cults book 2 and 3 Revenant in the Cult, or like 2 Revenant in the Cults book 1 and 3 Revenant in the Cults book 2. Nobody's going to buy book 2. Especially because book 1 wasn't even out when I went last time, so I took that one off. So I had about 7 that I had to reserve,
yeah.
and for various reasons. And so I think we sold well over 80.
That's incredible. That is a huge amount.
Nice.
No, the
So
cons
this
are
is-
fantastic. If I could have
this-
gone to the cons, I would have because you make money.
Yes, you do. This is my best year was in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Or my best financial year is 2023. I am about 45% of the way, or actually my best financial year was last year, and I'm 45% of the way, and it's not even the end of March to beating.
You're gonna blow it
Right.
out. You're absolutely gonna blow it out. It's gonna be incredible.
So, and this March is usually my best month, and this month this year will probably be my best month on record. So
You're famous.
I am famous, yes, but I'm not as famous as you. You're famouser.
Right.
So, all right.
Niche.
But anyways, guys, I have to go buy my book and make me wealthy.
I promise.
Obscenely rich.
I
Make
make
Herman
no
a wealthy
promises.
hedge.
See you later.
All right. See you later, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Squeak.
Later.
Later.
I think book 2 is the next book on my stack to read.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I still haven't read Revenant and the Cult yet, though I've read Revenant and the Tomb and the Wizard's Stone. Revenant and the Cult is still on the TBR pile for me.
I've not read The Wizard's Stone yet. I think I have it in a box packed away since my last move.
I really enjoy it.
Oh,
Revenant and the Tomb is still probably my favorite, but I do really enjoy the Wizard's Stone.
No, I have not read Wizard's Stone or his other ones. I got Revenant in the Tomb. I was like an early reader and got that out just as soon as he got on the port. My TBR pile is absolutely ginormous. I cannot even begin.
Join
know what?
the club.
you know what Frederick and Tinkage want to review next
What?
after Rook's Exodus? The Greta Thunberg.
No, that's you.
gosh.
That's
How dare
you.
that wasn't me. That was Tinkage, and I told
Well,
him
I
to go
have
ahead and buy
nothing to
it.
do with it.
Yes.
I have nothing to do.
No,
with
no.
it.
Listen,
Hold
I
on,
told
hold
him
on.
go
You
ahead
gotta
and buy
actually
it. I told him go ahead and buy it, and we'll set it up. Sure.
Not buying some trans book.
Well, that's the part. That's the funny part.
Well, is that
Tinkage
comic a real thing?
Yes. Tinkage showed it to us.
What is
I wonder
this?
if we should do a full
A
spoiler
Greta
coverage video
Thunberg
on it.
comic called Rebel Girls or some shit.
Yeah, something about
Hey.
climate change. You're gonna love it.
I'm sure it's lovely for somebody somewhere.
My TBR stack is a bit short at the moment, considering I moved and most of the books that were previously on it are packed away in a box somewhere, and I have no clue where the box is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were saying just recently you finished reading Curse of the Star Raids, so
Yep.
thank you, good sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
I finally got that one finished.
Hooray! Huzzah! Squeak,
I am
squeak.
Now, Otter,
Yes.
we've been discussing. If you've been listening, then you already know we've been discussing the game quite a bit tonight.
Yeah.
Dude,
Shall we go through your Twitter page here?
yes,
I've just been stirring the pot, all right? That's all I've been doing, okay?
button. Touch his button. I want to see what it says about Otter.
Touch my button.
Touch
Wait,
his
what?
button. Just go back to his profile. And
Do
touch.
it.
You have to click his profile
Well,
first.
for that,
Read.
you'd have to go to his actual profile instead of
Yeah, you have to
post.
click it. You have to touch the button.
Touch the button. See,
All right.
I live in a van
Give my
down
computer a
by the
minute to
river.
load. I don't have the best connection. All right. The Lord Otter is a dedicated writer who kicks off each day with 1,000 words, crafts epic tales with kick-ass trailer singles, and
Wow.
believes consistency is the key to creative glory. I'm trying to scroll
Nice.
it down. Well, there we go. A
What the-
perfect,
oh,
perfect for a fellow storyteller like Frequency. Oh wow,
Oh my god. I can't believe
we
it.
got one together.
Is it really me? The
Yes,
otter?
It's you. Look at
Oh
your
my
little
god.
face.
Wait, what
I'm
is the
such a
second
happy
paragraph?
water weasel.
I know you are. Look at you.
The Lord Otter's spinning wild D&D tales like their party's epic clash with Red Dragon and the Lich Pact while riffing on manga and movies. The X community buzzes with praise for the Lord Otter, with Wolfie Panzer I loving his book and Ripolorian thrilled to meet him.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. You're some sort of famous dude.
Now you
Yay.
have heard the sound of a yawning otter. You're welcome.
That is so awesome.
Wow, at least yours is cogent. Mine's just rambling nonsense.
That's because you've been having sex with a dragon. You don't know how you can recover from that. You know?
That was one time, and it's
Just
here.
one time.
Seducing a dragon.
Now scroll down this post. I think mine's like one of the first ones or something.
Yeah. Well, you're right. My level 7 party is declaring war on a level 18 red dragon. What do you think they should do to prevent becoming its next snack?
Run is the answer.
We're going to have ourselves some dragon quesadillas with bacon.
We had a variety of
Oh,
answers.
it's only showing my reply. I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah, there's plenty of replies. Yeah, 20 of them.
There
Mood.
we go. Simple. They kill it.
We do have a chance. We
I
actually do
like
have
this.
a chance
David
to kill
Odell.
it.
Simple. They kill it.
To be fair, we do have a chance to kill it.
There
Yes,
is a chance. It depends on what
Yeah.
you all do, but there is a chance.
Yeah. Jordan Allen says they should not declare war on a level 18 red dragon. And Otter clarifies, technically this happened as a part of a PC betrayal. It wasn't really the party's choice. Oh wait, there's more replies?
Yeah, he responded.
Yeah.
In that case, flee the scene with haste. Not an option. Say sorry and promise to leave the land. I don't know which
Not
is
an
tougher,
option.
that first part or second part.
Kill it with kindness.
Obviously.
Produce the no. Run from Phoenix Press.
Thank you, Phoenix Press.
No, Phoenix is
All right.
awesome.
Agkistro, did I say that right? Yeah. Says maybe the dragon has assets and interests that could be attacked, all while trying to avoid the dragon's direct attention. Could be fun, unorthodox way to move the campaign in. Yeah, that's starting to think outside the box a little bit. I like where he's going. But there's a lot
Yeah.
of context missing
You
from
gotta
the thread
respond to
for
that
them
one,
to make
Otter,
a.
and say they didn't attack it.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like,
Oh, there
I
is a response to that one. Hang on.
I can tell you this about Twitter. Half
Yes.
of the discussions spurred on Twitter are missing half their context. That's why you have so many replies there.
Play with the Barbies. No. Last DEI hire we had on a campaign, she got killed right away. We're not doing that again. I still can't
like I
believe
said,
that
we're gonna
happened.
record it, and if we do manage to kill this fucking dragon, you are posting it, Otter.
Okay.
That clip.
Hey, I've been posting like campaign updates for our games. It's been really fun actually.
Where's the person who called us an edgelord?
It was somewhere. I remember seeing it too.
Or did they delete it?
They might have deleted it. I remember seeing it though. I was like, okay, whatever.
See, this guy says one
Oh.
thing a TPK will teach your players is that if they're going to attack a dragon, it's probably not smart to let the dragon know beforehand.
I know where the
I
post
know.
is.
Tension is going to tell them.
Scroll
Attack
up.
only goes so far.
Scroll up. I'll show you where the one post is. Scroll up all the way to the original post. And click the retweet
Okay.
button to where it'll show the retweets. Scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, there. And there'll be a... Yeah. Click that retweet button. It should show the quote retweets. So click on it. View quotes.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
That's good to know.
And I
All
clarified. Not that one. I think it's the first one. Scroll up a little. There you go. Click on that one where it says show more and check the comments there. That's where I think the one comment is. So just
All
click
right,
on
would
it.
you all believe that my party is taking this dead serious? So far, they formed a pact with the Lich and his undead army, recruited a bunch of merchant knights, world building, from a nearby city-state, are cleansing an evil artifact, and min-maxing the hell out of what they can do. But will it be enough?
Listen,
You can tell I was typing on a phone because it's riddled with typos.
Dude, mine are so bad.
here's the thing. We do have...
Set fire to the dragon's electric car.
We do
Thank you, Sandy Peterson. We had
We do
the
have two guaranteed chances of a insta-kill.
the creator of Call of Cthulhu giving his wisdom for what you all should do.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's Sandy Peterson. Or
That-
one of the big creators.
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Andy Peterson, like if I have all the fake Elons.
That's actually really cool.
That is amazing. I loved Call of Cthulhu.
There it is.
Well, in our defense, the Lich isn't threatening to eat us. He just wants to make
So far.
a mutual beneficial deal like a businessman.
Well, Saul's gonna be murdered or something.
I love it whenever I have to give you all choices on which evil to side with. That's fun.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the dragon's
the one that's not trying to
dragon's
eat us,
like
that
a
one.
immediate like problem, not the Lich
Yeah.
right now. So it's like, all right, I guess we're gonna use him to help us at least.
You didn't even notice my post I just gave you, and you didn't even care about me, and I cried.
I got like 20 plus
Yeah, I know.
comments over the last hour or two. I didn't see yours.
I'm not even loved anymore. I can just go home.
Let me check. Let me check.
Sure, fine. You'd be
Oh,
that way.
I see it. It's the best comment. We can bring it up, but this is what RH Snow says. Give it a cookie and a hug. We can all be friends.
Well, that's what got us into the situation. Instead of a cookie, Christian's original character gave it a fucking orc.
He gave it an orc and then his own ass.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes. Well, you know, he has to pleasure the dragon now since he betrayed us.
I had to make a
And
dirty
he made
joke
a
out
deal
of
with
that.
it on behalf of the city.
Yeah, without any of our characters' knowledge for like 7 sessions.
Yep.
So
Good job.
It was a part of the party splitting that
Technically, we
went
still don't
into
know
a
about that.
bold direction. I couldn't have anticipated any of it.
here's the most fucked up part. That was actually a planned quest for, I don't know, the first session.
The fun thing about it was I had a completely different idea than how it ended up turning out in the game. The original idea was like, oh yeah, you guys are level 1. Here, I know, here's a trope. Have a dragon be in them thar hills. Oh, it can easily kill you, but if you sneak past or even talk with it, you can probably like sneak away some treasure. It's got a huge pile of treasure. You're not going to be able to get it all like in the amount of time while it's sleeping on there. But maybe you can get some free gold and XP. Who knows?
Oh
And
no,
then
they wanted
then
to
it-
go.
Hold up. To be fair, if we had a rogue, we could tempt fate and just see how long it before it notices stealing it.
That's what the rogue is for.
do I eat food off my tummy too? Yeah, I eat food off my tummy.
That's just adorable. Look at your little Weasley face.
That's a disgusting thought.
Now give me fish.
No.
How dare you?
King Bob.
I'm
So
Otter
anyways,
Thunberg
the
right
dragon
now.
rolls its breath death beam at you. Next. Just
I
flies
am
over.
giving you guys a little bit of an idea of what that dragon is capable of because I'm like, technically your characters don't know, but I'm like, just me as a DM, I'm like, I want to let you guys know what you're in for.
Yeah. It's probably gonna
Yeah,
be pretty fun.
I guess
Like,
that's
Well,
that.
I think we
Call the
guesstimated
alien.
what its max health could be.
why?
It's a pretty good guess.
Didn't you
Because
say
at
like
most,
3?
at most, I don't think it can go over a fucking D20 hit die.
No, it can't.
So D20 maximum health it could roll is 360.
I think the worst
Please.
dragon I ever ran into was a shadow dragon because its breath drains levels.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
shadow dragons are awful.
But we could still try calling the aliens. We don't know if they'll respond.
Hey guys,
I've
I
actually
gotta
been
head
a little
out. My dog
forgiving.
is, my dog's restless. I gotta go take her for a walk.
Aw, Jen.
Alrighty.
See ya, James.
All right, I'll be back if I can.
Oh,
Later,
I,
James.
I gotta go too, guys. I gotta go down the road here and make sure.
Aw.
I
Alrighty.
love you. I love y'all.
Hope there's no
You're
more
the
Yeah.
best,
hail.
right,
Yes,
Snow.
sir.
Thanks for coming on.
I love everybody, and I love Raven. I love Lord Otter, and
Squeak.
Rondo, and King Bob. I love you, and I love Frederick, and I love Big Bob Sack. I love you, Wrangler. Just y'all so awesome all the time. I love you, and y'all be good. Don't get in trouble while I'm gone. If you do, let me know how it turned out for you, though.
Well, I was going to steal another surfboard, but for you, I'll make an exception.
Thank you, Jordan. I love you, Christina. You're my sister in D&D. I love you. I'll let y'all later. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Squeak.
All right. Well, since everyone else is leaving, no. But in all seriousness, I do have to get going.
Alrighty.
Yeah, this is gonna be so sad because in a little bit I'm fixing to have to go as well.
Is everybody leaving?
No,
I,
but like,
I had a question
I
I
can-
wanted to get out there before you went, but
okay.
it's way too long and drawn out an answer, I think, for it to be a quick, by the way.
Well, say it now. Say it now, and I'll try.
As far as Castles and Crusades versus D&D, what are the pros and cons? Which rule set do you like better and why? You know, so that it might be a bit of a lengthy answer.
Castles and Crusades, I can see myself running it because it's really modular. But D&D, you're going to have to be a little more specific on the edition. If you're talking about 5th edition, I have so much stuff for 5th edition that like I would love. I could spend endless hours in 5th edition, and also probably in 3.5 because I have a bunch of third-party stuff for that too. And I have stuff for Pathfinder, and I have stuff for Starfinder. So
Starfinder was fun.
yes. So I mean, are you asking which one that I like better, or which one do I think is a better system?
Well, a lot of people have been complaining about the D&D rule changes and stuff lately.
Well, that's
And I
that's
wanted to
the
see how that is versus Castles and Crusades.
Well,
What makes
It's more kind of like
superior-
the 5th edition rules. They actually change over
okay.
time. It's
So
like,
so
oh, go ahead.
there's 5th edition, the 2014. I'm talking about when I talk about 5th edition. I'm talking about the 2014, the legacy, all the stuff that's before 2024, and them changing the rules. Now in 2024 and now 2025, because they didn't release the 3 core rulebooks at once. They did it over months for some reason. I don't know. They've been changing all these rules and stuff, and it's the only reason I would ever buy those books is to see what they screwed up, basically.
Yeah, but you gotta buy them on like bargain. Don't pay full price.
Oh yeah, of course. Or find some other way of acquiring them. But
Calm down, Jack Sparrow.
but I like from everything that I heard, it's just like they added like a bunch of weird and nonsense stuff. They screwed up all the lore and
Yeah, the
whatnot.
Mexicans. I mean the orcs.
Latin
Yeah, they
orcs,
made the orcs Mexican. For those who don't know,
Latin orcs.
Latin orcs.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, we hate how kind of like sketchy some of the orcs can be. First of all, let's compare them to an actual real world race. Now we're just going to make them Mexicans because I don't know, more representation, I guess. And I'm like, I don't think that's the W you think it is.
And their
It's
god,
more
their new
of
god,
L.
and instead of Tiamat, it's just Kamala.
They're trying to be anti-racist, and they end up being even more racist.
Like,
Exactly.
let's put it this way: when you have the original lead designer behind 5e telling Wizards of the Coast, "Yeah, you guys kind of fucked up with the orcs," I think you went wrong somewhere.
But
Oh, what's
that's-
interesting, did you guys see that Clownfish TV video today that was spawned by John A. Douglas's Twitter comment?
about no books for men or something.
It's
Yeah.
the Target post.
And
Oh,
in
wow,
there,
that's
Neon
made it even
said,
farther.
hold on, all this romantasy and all this aiming toward women and being fantasy, now it makes sense what they're doing to Dungeons and Dragons, because they think everybody's reading these books, so they're going to want the fantasy role playing to match that.
I don't.
Now he thinks that's why it's happening, is because
I
of
don't
fantasy.
necessarily agree with that.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
That might be a
but I thought it was
secondary,
an interesting take.
tertiary reason, but I don't think it's the primary reason.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's more
don't.
coincidental than causal.
I think a bigger reason is the success of stuff like Critical Role and how a lot of that is centered around role play and improv. Like those games have gotten more kind of like, I don't know how much it has with Critical Role, but it feels like a lot of the podcasts surrounding Critical Role, they've gotten a lot more, I don't know if you could call them PC. I've heard Elvin Maiden describe it as sparkle fantasy, and I think that's a really good descriptor.
Oh,
It just
brother.
feels like everything is a lot more flamboyant. It's like D&D has lost its edge in a lot of ways because it's like
Yeah.
this is how I describe D&D, and I'll actually go with Gary's description that he wrote in the first edition AD&D guide. Was D&D at its heart is swords and sorcery. It's about going on adventures, going into long lost dungeons, killing monsters, getting treasure, and like basically getting more of a footprint in the world. Like that's what Conan does. To a certain degree, that's what characters like Elric does. That's definitely what Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser do. Like those are big inspirations for the original incarnation of D&D. And you can see that throughout a lot of the editions until this last few years of 5th edition. Not in the beginning. 5e at the beginning, it felt like it was that to some extent, albeit with a bit more kind of like a superhero power fantasy. Now it's like it's lost all of that or most of it.
Yeah, I would totally agree that like 5e, especially in 2014, you could see where that it was still about adventuring and going and slaying monsters and stuff, but I think a lot of people use it for role playing, because I think because of stuff like Critical Role and Stranger Things, I think a lot more theater kids got involved into it, and now it's just like, they drank the woke Kool-Aid and then they took off all of its edge. And it's actually really funny because Morkborg, which is a death metal fucking rules light TTRPG, is making tons of numbers. I've played it myself. It is very much you go into dungeons and you kill monsters. Like I think it's probably. It is the definition of edge.
Those
I
are
think
the systems that are selling the best, by the way. That's a lot of what Castles and Crusades is. That's what Shadow Dark is. That's what Old School Essentials is. That's what a lot of people are looking for in older games like BECME or AD&D or even second or third edition. Like, they're looking for that sort of like, I mean, it's like the exact flavor of it changes, but at the end of the day, you want to explore a fantasy world and you want to delve into dungeons, kill monsters, get loot, level up, and have more of a footprint in the world. Sometimes there's a campaign quest to that. Sometimes there's not. It just depends on what you want to do.
I feel like the Dragonlance 5th Age kind of derailed a bunch of stuff and warped things into 3rd edition, because that was whenever Dragonlance became a card game rather than the Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition stuff. And that got a lot of people that were more interested in the card game type stuff interested in Dungeons and Dragons and doing a lot of that sort of stuff. And I think that ended up bringing in, like you said, a lot more of those theater kids and stuff. And it just kind of grown since then.
It's funny because like a lot of this you can trace it back to the Matt Mercer effect. And here's the funny thing about the Matt Mercer effect. Matt Mercer hates it. He always did. Like, you can say a lot about Matt Mercer and the Critical Role crew, but I'm like, at least so far as game design goes, I'm like, I actually don't have too much beef with the guy. He actually seems pretty laid back. He's like, your table, your rules. I'm like, okay, I can respect that. It's not like he's trying to force this theater style. It's more those who watch Critical Role and they think to themselves, oh, this is how D&D is supposed to be played.
Look, what Critical Role is the creme de la creme of, like, it's a hyper-produced, very, like, I'm trying to find the words. It's like the once in a lifetime type of game. Like, what I'm trying to say is most games aren't like that. Most games aren't.
I can make a very crude comparison, but you're gonna hate me for it.
Go ahead.
I hate you for it.
I've heard RPG Pundit describe it this way, and I actually agree with him. He says a regular game of D&D is like sex. Critical Role and other podcasts is like pornography. There is a distinct difference there. There's one that's a full-on fantasy versus what the reality is like.
That is, I would agree with it, but I don't like its crudeness.
Yeah, it's a bad metaphor,
like I said,
because tabletop RPG is kind of like the opposite of sex.
Right. I know, that's the funny thing about the comparison. It's like, but he's actually got an interesting point as to like how the game is played, because it's like think about like how most of us play D&D. It's like, what are we actually doing most of the time? A lot of us, like, I'm sure there's some serious role playing going on. That's fair, but a lot of it's also cracking jokes, rolling dice, doing some math. We're kind of just like having fun as we're just kind of like joking around. It's like, and don't get me wrong, like Critical Role and a lot of these podcasts do have a bit of that too, but there's a lot more production value behind it. You've got professional voice acting, you've got all of this epic aggrandized music, you've got Dwarf Forge, you've got all of these sets and everything. Like, it's bigger and better, and it's something that most DMs can't afford.
Yep.
Now, I saw a video the other day on a YouTube channel called Grungeon Master. Have you guys ever seen that?
I've not.
Well, he was doing a rant about the latest edition, and he said the rule changes they made to some of the magic. One of the magic spells that he had built an entire thing off of how it was set, and infrastructure was dependent. He had like mages who set up for certain tasks, and they did. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was the infrastructure of a whole city he had built in there. And they removed that spell from the rules. And he's like, well, my city can't exist in the form it is anymore. But sometimes I guess they introduce a new rule set and it just undoes everything that people have been building right along.
So this is
Yeah.
another thing I've heard from RPG Pundit that I'll also echo, and it's not nearly as crude as the previous comment. It's the idea that there's a form of feature creep that goes on with each edition, where it's like you have the base form of an edition. It has a more or less complete set. There is some room to grow, and that's where the expansions come in, where they usually add in extra classes, extra races. They'll have some modules too. A lot of it, some of it's original content, some of it's being re-released from previous editions or other games. But over time, you get to the point, and I think a lot of people saw this with 3rd edition, especially, where it's like you have so many expansions with all these feats, all these subclasses and everything, it becomes too much. And people start craving to have a streamlined, simplified version of it, and that's how you get to having a new edition. It's like you need to go back to basics. So there's a cyclical nature to it. The funny part is that players, more often than not, are not the ones who are buying the books. It's the DMs who are buying these books most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, usually like the DM buys stuff and then shares it with their players in order so that they can see like the content and whatnot, so that it can actually be used within the game. And the funny thing regarding what you just said is, I don't feel 5th edition got to that point where it had so much extra stuff that it had to be reset.
I don't think it had feature creep going on, but it, like, even the basic version of 5th edition had a form of power creep, and it never really addressed that issue. In fact, I think the expansions only made it worse, because so there was like an interview a little while ago, I think only a couple weeks ago, where it was Questing Beast and Mike Merles, the lead designer behind 5th edition. So
yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it
Anyways,
was a great
continue.
interview. He doesn't work at WotC anymore. He's now working at Chaosium with, like, I don't know if he's working on Call of Cthulhu or if it's a separate system, but he's doing work for them now. So what he was talking about was, like, if there's one regret he had for 5th edition, was that he made it way too hard on Dungeon Masters. And I 100% agree with him. 110% agree with him. As I've said before, I think 5th edition is amazing for players. It is terrible for new DMs. Like, I think you actually have to have a good, like, experience set as a dungeon master before coming into 5th edition, because 5th edition doesn't give you enough tools to run a really fun game. It has a decent set of tools, but a lot of them are convoluted, and they don't really balance themselves either. I think other editions do it a lot better. And so he was kind of making the idea where if he was going to make his own version of, like, 2024 5th edition rules, like if he was still working for them, he was saying that he would have a lot more dungeon master tools. And I actually would argue that would be the smart thing to do, because you'd be breathing new life into the game. More people would want to be DMs, and you get a whole lot more games coming back into it. But it sounds like they only made that issue even worse after the expansions. The
Baldur's Gate-
2024 rules are terrible for it.
Baldur's Gate 3 is also a good example because once you get past level 5, you start noticing the game has to throw a absolute buttfuck of enemies at you to challenge you.
The game has to break its own rules in order for there to be a challenge.
Yeah. Like it
Wow,
got to the
that's
point
bad.
in BG3 when you get to like Act 3. They're like, oh, we're just going to throw like 15 enemies at you. They're like, 5 of them were wizards.
I think I've even had like Harmony Ginger and Alyssa Hazel saying what I've been saying about Baldur's Gate 3, which is Baldur's Gate 3 is like 5th edition D&D at its best and worst. You see both the merits of that game and the absolute worst flaws it can offer, all in one package.
And then you have Gale.
I know a lot of people do not like Gale.
I don't hate him. I just... Jesus Christ, guy.
All right. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation, but I really must take leave.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Rondo. It was good to see you.
Thanks for talking about TTRPGs, something I actually know
I think
about.
the funny part is we're fixing
Now
the
get
rest
out of here
place.
before I throw a rock at you.
Just do it on Twitter.
Okay.
Hey, don't forget to follow me on MySpace. No.
The one good thing about our party is we do have Nikolai who's like looking up the min-max for us as well. I'm like, you know what? Technically, with all these buffs, I could pretty much guarantee a hit on the dragon.
Here's the thing, and this is why, like, don't get me wrong, I do agree with Rondo to an extent. Like 5th edition, like the 2014 rules do have their merits. Like you could actually argue that the base game and maybe the first couple of expansions for it are like peak 5th edition, a really solid system. That said, there's a couple of reasons why I personally like CNC better, and one of them is
Tits.
let's put it that's one of them, because like swords and sorcery and boobs, like they kind of go hand in hand. Look at older editions, there's a lot of them in there. And look
Tony.
at Castles and Crusades, they carry that tradition over to a certain extent. But either way, this is one of the big things I love about Castles and Crusades. So in 5th edition, whenever you have players min-maxing or finding creative ways around a system, as a DM, there's almost like an instinct from how the rules are set up where it feels like they're exploiting the game. Like you did something wrong, like you overlooked something, and your natural instinct is to get mad about it.
Oh, like my sneak attacks?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but in Castles and Crusades, that's actually part of the system. It seems like it takes that into play, because here's the thing: approaching a combat encounter in the basic sense, especially at lower levels, is tough. Like really tough. Like you can actually get your ass handed to you if you do that easily, especially at first level.
We did a few times too.
Yeah, you did a few times, but as soon as you all started playing smarter, it's like you all started steamrolling a lot more fights.
Well,
And
that's
it's
where
like,
Nikolai figured
Yeah,
out
we
real
started
quick.
speed running.
yeah. Well, like that was one of the early sessions, was whenever you all went against those boobries, which are like 12-foot tall. What are their names?
Puffins, dodos.
Dodos. That's it. They're like 12-foot tall dodos. But anyway, for one, they're supposed to be level 3. They're even suitable for like low-level characters. What they don't tell you is they have like 2 or 3 attacks, and even those attacks, both of them do like high damage. Even compared to like mid-tier characters, it's high damage. So I didn't realize that until they started fighting the thing head on. Like I think Nikolai's character just immediately like tosses a vial of acid, and it's like we just kind of came across from like using Savage Worlds, where you can easily steamroll fights in that system.
Well,
And-
that's why I was saying Nikolai learned real fucking quick.
Yeah.
And almost wiped half of her party. Just
So that's actually part of the fun of the game, though, because I can count 2 instances in our game so far where Nikolai's character, if another turn passed without you all intervening, his character would have died.
Oh, that was with the grape dragon.
The Bahir,
Yeah.
also with the Boobry. The Boobry was like for one, Cyanistra had been
I'm
knocked
saying
out.
the second instance was the.
Yeah, Dunks had to drag her out both times.
Yeah, because they were starting to like drag her back to their nest just so they could like pick her apart and like feed her to their young. Like that's how they would have done it. And it's like, yeah, there were a couple instances where she came real close to dying.
Yeah, but then she started playing Diplomat in that same session as the what's that thing with all the hands?
The grape dragon.
Bahir.
Yeah, the same session is where he turned it around, and he's just been like breaking the game ever since.
I think he's finally cracked the code to Castles and Crusades. Like now he's playing it to where it's like he knows how to manipulate characters a lot more. He's actually playing very smart. He's also become a bit more of a charismatic character. That's part of the reason why he wants his character's boobs to grow bigger. I'm convinced it's not the only reason, but that's part of the reason. But yeah, it's like it's one of the things I like because like Nikolai's character is an alchemist, and an alchemist is not one of the base classes in the game. However, there's rules in the game already that kind of plug into an alchemist being there. There's like creating potions and stuff like that. So it's like whenever he starts upgrading his own shop, it's like, oh yeah, you just dump in a certain amount of gold that you collect from the dungeon. Now you can make higher level like spells worth of potions. So now it's like after dumping like 6,000 gold into his shop, he can make potions of fireball. So his character is now essentially Luther, but with boobs.
Yeah, imagine Q and James Bond, except Q also went out in the field and kicked butt. That's Cyanistra.
This is also another
She
thing.
makes all our stuff, and she comes out and fights with us, and usually does pretty good with her the stuff she's slinging at the bad guys.
This is another thing I like about the system over Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds, I think, was partially broken by the fact that the economy was not well thought out at all. Because it did not take much at all for Nikolai's character to stock up on like hand grenades, pipe bombs, all of that. He was just spending like what, a couple hundred credits at most for like 20 or 30 like grenades, pipe bombs, stuff like that. And it was like it only takes 1 or 2 to like clear out an entire room in Dark Augment, and that was most fights. I'm like, I can't really throw anything at you guys. You all just win. And then
he went and set off a nuke on top of that. That was beautiful.
Yeah. And then in this, it's like, yeah, you can do that, but the system has like steps to where you have to earn it. It's like you can make potions of fireball, which you can lob like hand grenades, and they deal a lot of damage too. But for one, you gotta either hire an alchemist who's good enough at it, or create your own shop. And on top of that, it's like you gotta spend like 600 gold a pop to actually brew the thing.
All right, you guys have fun. I'm out of here.
All right, have a great night, Bob. Anything you want to plug on your way out?
No, I'm good. Thanks, man.
All right,
dare
thanks
you,
for coming
King
in,
Bob.
man.
How dare you?
Yep, I dare.
How dare you?
I dare.
So that Greta Thunberg comic actually exists?
I believe it.
I mean, no, seriously, there's a Greta Thunberg comic out there?
Greta Thunberg? More like Greta Dunberg.
All right, I think I'm fixing to have to head out as well.
Let's go.
Wrapping up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I can't believe that. I mean, I guess I can, but I'm just surprised that actually exists.
It does exist. Do y'all want to do parting plugs, or y'all going to continue?
Yeah, let's do parting plugs. I think we kind of ran through everything we were talking about tonight. So
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, let me
Raven, why don't
change
you
up
start
that
us off?
music. Helps if I hit the right button.
Oh, me?
Raven!
Wow, I was not ready for that. And of course, the book that I started off with, Lord Otter, is already here to shill his own stuff. So I guess I don't have anything tonight.
Re.
Well, glad you were here. Lord Otter.
Well, you can find my book, The Curse of the Star Raids, on Amazon and all the big retail sites. I'm actually hoping to have my manuscript for the second book done by the end of next week. I'm going to be working a little over in the meantime, probably missing a few streams to make sure that happens. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. So it kind of tells you where I am in regards to the second book, getting things finished up. Just got to update my glossary, and then I think we'll be off to the races. So keep an eye out for that. On top of that, if you wanted to see me just kind of fucking around, shit posting, you can find me on YouTube, also Twitter, where I interact with a couple of different people, which is pretty fun. I'm usually just trolling. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Redrick.
Hey, imakecomics.com, Rattel Comic. I've just finished the lettering and I'm sending out beta reviews to all my friends. So if you haven't received a copy and you'd like to do a beta review, hit me up in my DMs. Other than that, I've got Proof of Comics tomorrow, Tuesday. We've got Patrick Quinlan, who's going to come shill his new campaign. It's going to be interesting. And we've got returning guest TJ Miller. Well, they're both returning guests, but TJ Murphy is also coming back after a Bitcoin conference in Africa. So we're going to learn how that went. And as always, on Wednesdays, it's Comicscape Commandos. This week, we've got Eric Weathers, the man who's adapting the... what's that called? The Dorothy Wizard of Oz story into a modern tale with guns, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. So check that out. Coming up.
All right, Billy.
Go plow.
All right, and you can find my stuff on Amazon. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World, a magic-fueled sci-fi adventure. You can also follow me over on the social medias. No, I don't really have a MySpace anymore. But you can catch me on CompuServe. Find me over on the X Twitter, Truth, Blue Sky, and Minds under Frequency Studios, and on Substack as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's been a good time. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time. And God bless.
Do you remember GeoCities, Wrangler?
Good night.
Did you have that one?
That sounds very familiar.
Oh, yes. GeoCities. Lots of GeoCities pages.
Old school.
You find us on AOL.
On your favorite billboard, online billboard.
Now, bulletin board systems. I miss those old BBSs. Text games.
The phone dialing.
Somebody calls and knocks you out of the middle of a game.
Your mom picks up the phone and just kicks you off.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.